Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica!
Dana!
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thank you. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young. And we are here to rant and rave.
Okay, now I'm mad.
Why?
There was literally no shoulders in that dance.
That really was weird. I know.
You had no shoulder work. I mean, my God.
It was very disappointing. I'm sorry.
It really broke my heart. I was looking forward to it. Didn't you see the twinkle in my eye?
Yes. That baby video brought a lot of twinkles to people's eyes.
God, it's the best. It's so good.
Oh my God.
So I guess I'm going to tell you guys how to get in contact with us.
Yeah.
We would love for you guys to write into us things you think, reactions you had to things we said on the show, good news stories, hometown heroes, rants, anything you got. We want it. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at the Rants and Raves podcast, on Twitter at Raves_the. Our website is therantsandravespodcast.com. There's a contact button. You can reach us that way, or you can email us at therantsandravespodcast@gmail.com. Please rate, review. This is our commercial part. Please rate, review, subscribe. I think we're making videos today for those of you who have sent in reviews for us. We appreciate it so much. And it's working. We're growing. Slowly but surely we're growing. And that's all because of you guys. So thank you very, very much. Jessica.
Dana.
How was your week?
It was great. I went to Utah.
Nice.
Yes.
Beautiful place.
I went to Cedar City, a beautiful little town. Some friends of ours from the improv community started a theater out there called Off the Cuff Comedy. And it's just it's so cool to see when people do something from the ground up. Like they literally had nothing. I asked them recently, because every time I've gone there for the last few years, and I'm like, every time I come here, it's even better. How do you guys keep doing that? And I'm like, and these seats are legit. She goes, well, there was an old movie theater in town going out of business and they didn't want the seats anymore. And I was like, what? So they bought like a modern movie theater seats, because I'm like, you guys even put cup holders and everything in your seats.
Wow.
It didn't even occur to me, but it was from a movie theater.
That's awesome.
But they were like so...
Way to recycle up.
Yes, they were so crafty with what they did, but they also like had a friend that was like super handy that helped build their amazing stage, and she and her husband were theater majors, so they knew how to build like flats and sets and all that kind of stuff. So very, very cool. If you're ever in Utah, especially Cedar City is home of the Utah Shakespeare Festival.
Really?
Which is actually like a very renowned...
Very big regional theater.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful town with cheap hotels, clean air. You're literally like between two of our country's national parks, Bryce and Arches National Park.
Wow.
Right? Is it Zion or Arches? Now I feel like a ding dong. Anyways, there are two national parks of the United States in the state of Utah, and they are both in very close vicinity to Cedar City. So shout out to Off the Cuff.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Ty Burrell lives in Utah.
He does?
From Modern Family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
And he travels in.
Yeah.
It's a nice getaway, I think, from Hollywood, you know.
Yeah,
and
it's so quiet.
Yeah.
But like beautiful, right? It's kind of like desert meets mountains.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a lot of forest there. Like it's very, very pretty.
That's awesome. I'm glad you got to do that.
I know.
It was fun.
It was so fun.
Long drive.
Very long drive.
Yeah.
Yes. You get to drive through Vegas, which, oh my God, I don't know how I could forget, but those casinos that are literally the second you cross the Nevada state line.
Yes.
Whiskey Pete's on the left.
Yes.
And it's now called, Buffalo Bill's is on the right. There's one very close to there. I don't remember what it used to be called, but it's now called Terrible's.
Oh.
And I'm going to believe them when they put that in their name.
Yeah, I think you have to.
We did this amazing like gift exchange. It's like some weird thing that somebody started years ago at the festival that I went to, the Red Rocks Improv Festival. And it's a $20 gift exchange, and you have to have purchased the gift for the exchange in Cedar City or on your way there.
Oh, funny.
Yeah. So I found something really cheesy and I was like, ooh, somebody gonna think this is inappropriate. Well, it got stolen twice in the gift exchange, so clearly somebody liked it.
What was it?
You're gonna, oh
Was
my
it a
God.
hillbilly door knocker or something?
I mean, it's pretty hillbilly. It's a framed sign. It was at an antique store. This is not an antique, but you know, some of those antique stores have like vendors that
Kitschy
make
little
modern,
things.
kitschy stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it was a very well done wooden frame. Like the frame alone was really nice. And I was like, this is only $17. And it was a good size. It was probably like 18 inches high, 10 inches wide. It said, get naked. But in between get and naked was a silhouette of a deer with horns, which is a buck. Oh, you
Jessica.
got it.
Oh, Jessica. You really went buck wild.
I really did.
I'm ashamed of both of us
So cheesy
right
and
now.
gross. I couldn't help it. Oh my God.
I'm so ashamed of us both.
Yes. So one of the guys, do you know Joey Shope?
That sounds
He's an
really
improviser. He
familiar.
lives
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Orange County. He stopped and bought the dream catcher of dream catchers. It was like one with like 3 other ones hanging off
Oh
of
my
it.
God.
He bought it at Terrible's Casino.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds terrible.
You know what I ended up with?
What?
A CD of Rob Bass.
Who's Rob Bass?
It Takes Two to Make a Thing Go Right.
It takes two to make a thing go right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I kind of know the whole entire. I'm not going to do it, but it's
Yes,
one
you
of the,
are.
no, it's one of those songs that if it's on,
I don't know anything
I can
beyond
kind of
that. I
sing
think.
a lot. Oh,
It takes
yes,
two
you
to make
do.
a thing go right. Dun,
It takes
dun.
two to make it out of sight.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I got.
It's one of those songs that if it's on,
Is it a one-hit
you
wonder?
just, pretty much. They had a second hit called Joy and Pain, but it was really a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, congratulations. Great.
Oh God, what about you? Any exciting thrift finds in your past week?
No. I knew you were going to ask me because that's the structure of our show. And I started racking my brain. Like, my life
don't
is
have to
such a
answer.
blur right now.
I hear you.
I do not remember how my week was.
That's totally okay
I
and
can tell you this,
understandable.
and this is shameful, and I'm going to share it with all of you.
Do it.
So I got back to town last week, like literally Monday night. So it's
Yes.
been 7 days. Today will be 8. When you walked in my door, did you see my suitcase?
I didn't notice.
It's not
it.
unpacked.
Hilarious.
It's not unpacked.
That's okay.
Is it?
Yes.
I also had an audition yesterday where there was a bunny rabbit. That was very cute.
A real one?
Yes.
Oh, did you get to hold it?
No, it was in its little 2-story bunny house outside in the front yard. It's so cute. Like this casting office looks like a house, so they have a yard and they have a doggy that runs around. But then outside they had bird feeders and hummingbird feeders and a bunny. And so I took a video and I was going to post it, but it's a little embarrassing
Why?
because I have a voice that I talk to babies and animals in, and it's awful.
Oh, and that was captured on tape.
Yes, it's just me going,
boy.
oh, hello. Hi, Bunny. What are you auditioning for? You good bunny. Do. That's how I talk to animals.
Were you auditioning for a Harajuku children's show?
No, for a drama.
Like a little anime Cupid doll? Oh my God.
Hi, you bunny. Look at your PTs.
Oh.
It's the worst. One time, I was really, really exhausted. I was working and I had a whole bunch of stuff going on. I wasn't sleeping much and I was tired. And I came walking out of, Baja Fresh. And there was a man in his car with the window down. And I thought he had a lizard. And so I walked by the window and I go, hi, to a pin he was holding in his hand.
What?
I thought he had a lizard. And I bent into his window and went, hi. Like, that's appropriate even if it was a
What
lizard.
did he say?
He stared at me like I was homeless.
Oh my God.
He was like, this is a crazy woman. She's going to ask me for money.
Oh my God.
Hi, Ben.
How disappointed were you when you realized what it was?
Well, I was just embarrassed and I ran away. And just oftentimes when I am in situations where people might think I'm crazy, I like to make it bigger so
my
that
God.
they just think I'm crazy. I don't know how in my brain that makes it okay. So like when I do something crazy and then realize it,
Yes.
then I act even crazier so that they feel justified in thinking I'm crazy.
Oh my God.
So I think I just walked to my car like, whoa. One time in a rearview mirror, I was having a fight with a woman that I thought was my roommate, but it wasn't. And I kept telling her to take off my sunglasses.
Telepathically or verbally?
No, I was miming. These are I know people can't see me, but my glasses with my hands up to my face. And pointing at my wrist for, I'm late for work. Get out of here. Like, I don't know what. I thought she was chasing me down to show me.
Unreal.
And so when the woman pulled up beside me and I realized it wasn't my roommate, I was like, well, she clearly thinks I'm crazy. I'm going to make this better by being crazy. So I just looked at her and went, I'm late. Like, just kept repeating. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Oh my God. You look like a painting on the side of a building in Hollywood. I think it's from Rugrats. It's like a monster that holds its eyeballs in its hands. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yes. That's what you just looked like.
I don't know what's wrong with me. So anyway, I don't remember my week. I guess that's probably a good clue. We should head into our rant.
Yes.
Okay. You're up first this week.
Hilarious. Okay, everybody. This is a rant brought to us from a fellow Canadian.
Oh,
such
nice.
as myself.
Nice.
Assume you're really excited. This is somebody from the town of my birth, Montreal.
Oh.
Hello, ladies. I have a rant that I would like to share with you. I am a massage therapist that offers house calls as well as treatments in my clinical space. My rant is that I absolutely hate it when I am in someone's house and all they have for me to wash up with is a crusty bar of soap. Before and after each massage, I wash my hands and forearms very thoroughly, and if you cannot offer me liquid hand soap in capital letters, I am judging you.
Oh, God.
You can have a messy house and I will not care at all, but if you give me a gross looking bar of soap that's been left by the side of your sink to get all slimy, you are dead to me. I will also note that I have recently been noticing a bunch of my clients are using Palmolive dish soap as hand soap
in their bathroom? No.
It has such a distinctive smell and color. This is acceptable, yet I find it highly perplexing. You ladies are amazing. I love your show. Hit me up for a massage if you're ever in Montreal.
Oh, God, I wish.
We will.
I wish.
I was just there in July. Seriously, I would have loved to experience a massage. It's been a very, very long time. Okay. I think we've talked about this before because it literally is one of my number one pet peeves, but it's still very valid given her profession, but also we can really expand on this. I think it's hilarious.
Jessica. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know why this happens to me. I couldn't stop it.
That was amazing. I saw you looking at me very wide-eyed. I'm like, wow, she's really excited about this rave.
I'm so sorry.
It's a look of such fear.
I was terrified. I thought I could stop it. And then I realized I
Jessica!
I'm so sorry. Please continue.
I love it so much. Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
I hate bar soap. We know that. I mean, hate it. Yeah. I don't care if you give me the prettiest bar.
I never really thought
Europe.
About it too much until you started bringing it up, and now I'm weird about it.
But I've always, even as a kid, I was like, ew. Like, I didn't like bar soap. I always was a freak and wanted liquid soap.
I think we always had bar soap until
most people did. I mean, liquid soap didn't.
That was for rich people.
Well, also, it's like maybe there'd be one bottle of it somewhere, or maybe in a powder room. Also, and it was usually Dial. Wasn't anything fancy.
And parents don't like to give children permission to what's the word? Quantity.
Hilarious.
Like they use too much.
That's funny. Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like kind of an 80s thing, I guess, like when soft soap came about around the time of Dixie cups.
Oh, is that true?
No, I'm just picturing in the 80s. Like, I mean, did people in the 50s give their kids tiny throwaway paper cups to swish their toothpaste out of their mouth at night? I doubt it.
I didn't get that either.
Right?
Yeah.
Also, people, that's another, I'm not even going to go there. A cup that they keep their toothbrush in and then they use that said cup.
No. That fills up with fecal matter germs all day, every day.
So gross. Blech. I hate it.
And hair.
Mean, I had to use bar soap several times when I was in China because I was in an area that beggars can't be choosers. I was not in like a city. You know what I'm saying? I would be at like a factory or something traveling for work or literally in the countryside, you were either going to not wash your hands or you were going to use that bar of soap.
Now,
bringing a tear to my eye just thinking about it.
Can I break this down? It's disgusting because it's a clean bar of soap that people put their dirty hands on. But since it's clean, doesn't that cancel it out?
I'm picturing that all of your germs are sitting on top of that bar of soap, and now I'm swishing it around with my germs, and it just all keeps collecting.
And the
germs.
Soap doesn't kill any of it?
It's like a germ colony.
Ooh,
I don't know what it does. I've just never liked it.
Now, in the shower, I get it. If somebody's putting a bar of soap up their butt crack to get clean, I don't want it.
Even growing up, was there more than one bar? Nope.
No.
There would be a bar of soap and the whole family had to use it. Maybe someone used a washcloth, but the minute those scrubby things came out in body wash, best believe I was the first customer in line.
You do know that back in the day before toilet paper, people had a rag on a stick. Ew. And the family used it. It was their family toilet rag.
What, on Little House on the Prairie?
No. No, do you remember that episode? Who took the rag stick?
My friend used to get mad at me because she said that those loofah, whatever, those things. It's not even a loofah. Those meshy things.
Yes.
She's like, well, those harbor more bacteria.
Yeah,
you guys make
gross.
fun of me for my washcloths in the bathtub, but blah, blah, blah. It's all gross, okay? Wash it off. Have your own thing. Don't share that stuff with people. But I really understand what she's saying. She says that she scrubs her forearms down. She probably does like what a surgeon or a nurse does. She's about to handle someone's body, and they oftentimes also, that includes their elbows. She is trying to get a good, deep, hygienic scrub.
Clean, yeah.
And your ratty little sliver of soap is not gonna do that, nor is it gonna make her feel clean.
Nobody ever has a fresh, clean bar of soap.
It's all like that last sliver with somebody's chest hair stuck to it.
Ew! How do you know it's chest?
Well,
I always assume pubes.
Okay. It's so grody town, but
we have a bar of soap that is designated just for Henry.
Well, that's fine. And he's a child.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
I mean, I have regular soap, but he likes a bar. For some reason, it makes him feel cleaner, I think. Because he always chooses it. Yeah.
I love that she pointed out, though, that they're filling up like a refillable dispenser with Palmolive. Because, girl, let me tell you something. One of my friends called me out for it, finally, after doing it every time I went to their house. When I would go to Chris and Sarah's, and there would be always bar soap in the bathroom, and I love these people, and they had a very clean home. I couldn't handle it. And she finally was like, I notice every time you're here, when you walk out of my bathroom, you then march into the kitchen and wash your hands in my kitchen sink. Why is that? And I was like, because you have bar soap. And she lost her mind. And she goes, well, that's the same that I have in my kitchen. I said, yep, but I use your dish soap. Okay.
God. It's just about being prepared for a guest.
Yes.
Yeah. I have some decorative towels that I keep in little baskets above the toilet. And if I have a guest and I forget to give... No. Oh. I forget to give them a towel because I'm a bad hostess. They will take those towels. And I'm always in my brain like... Those are just for looks. Because I feel like they're probably dusty. This is the thing.
Hilarious.
You know the way you're grossed out by soap?
Mm-hmm.
I am disgusted by bathroom fuzz.
Yeah, I don't
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That fuzz that settles. And you have to wipe your counters and stuff. Like, I cannot handle that. I don't. It's, to me, all it is fecal and skin hairs that collect. I don't like it. I don't like it.
You know, they have the book Felting with Cat Hair. Maybe you could start felting with bathroom fuzz.
Oh my, that's the most disgusting thing you've ever. That's so gross. That is as bad as making a throw pillow of pubes.
Stop it.
That happens.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. You always hear the stories about somebody in college that in fact, I have a friend that in college, like, collected pubes from everybody and made a funny throw pillow of everybody's pubes. How disgusting is that? As
the stuffing or the
as
decor?
The stuffing.
No,
is an
absolutely
STD
not.
Fire fest.
You know what? I think they made that up for
funny.
Effect. That's an urban legend.
Maybe it might be. Correct us, please, someone. I hope it's fake.
But you do bring up a great point. Okay, so also, yes, even if
don't put your pubes in a pillow. That's what you meant, right?
Even if you like certain things for yourself, we all do. we all just go a little the extra mile when there's a guest. Like the way my house would be if someone was coming over that I'm super comfortable with, like if you were to come over or other people I know, is completely different than if someone I don't know and who's never been in my house before, or somebody's coming to give me a service. You best believe my bathroom would be immaculate. And I would have like fresh soap, fresh towels. I don't care if I had to go buy a new white towel to hang so that it did not look horrific while this person entered my house.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
I'm really sorry that she doesn't have soap to clean her elbows. Maybe she should start bringing her own. I know that sucks, but...
You know what some people do too, and I always think it's very sweet. Also, these are some of my friends that have like a nice guest room, and you can tell they've made the bed nicely and freshly for you. They would leave like a stack of towels for you on the bed.
That's nice.
Right?
I don't have any nice towels. Oh, when I was back in Missouri, we went through my mom and dad's. Remember, didn't we talk about how you have those old towels and stuff from the 70s? And my son's class had donated to the... Well, when I was back home, I donated 3 huge boxes of blankets and towels and stuff, sheets and stuff to the Humane Society back in my hometown.
Amazing.
Yeah, it felt nice.
And I'm sure much appreciated.
They were very grateful.
That's awesome.
And then I couldn't help but buy a t-shirt that said Cat Mom.
Oh.
I love it. And then it says Southwest Missouri Humane Society on the back.
That's so cute.
I love it.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
See? Putting it forward.
I'm trying in any way I can. Should we move on to my rant?
Yes, please.
My rant makes me laugh so hard because it's from a listener and a friend of mine. We went to college together. Her name's Carrie. I hope you don't mind me outing you, but she was very public. She was very public about how upset she is over this. So, and I took some pictures. I think they're on my temporary phone. So hopefully we can post them. If not, I'll ask her to send me. This is what she says. Watch my stories and please rant about the stupid fucking fanny pack trend on your podcast. I am raging out about this insanity. Like, what has happened to society that we have stooped so low as to wear the dumbest, in all caps, accessory of all time in a way it was never meant to be worn, all for the sake of so-called fashion, which it is not, BTW. I just can't, Dana. It makes me so angry. And she said, I hope you agree with me. In all caps, look, it needs to be stopped. It's so dumb. I don't understand it at all. Like, if we want a short strap chest purse, why not design a chest purse? Don't wear a fanny pack. Ugh. Okay, thanks for listening, and I love you. So she's talking about how the hipsters now have taken over the fanny pack, which they had already taken ownership of anyway, but now they're wearing it across their chests instead of across their waist.
I know what you're talking about.
She's
so
not
stupid.
She's not wrong. But then I saw someone who I adore wearing one, and it was a dude, and I was like, oh, you're so hipster. And he was like, this is not for my waist. This is where I need it. I was like, okay. I mean, it makes sense. I will say somehow it didn't look as douchey on him as it does on the models. She took snapshots and then drew all over them about how dumb it was and why.
Oh my God. I need to see it.
I know.
I mean, in my opinion, the only time a fanny pack has ever been obviously people also used it for hiking. I get it. Convenient. Skiing. Like, you're not going to wear a backpack most of the time when you're skiing, things like that. So admittedly so.
What do you put in there? Your lip balm?
Well, when I was a kid, I remember going on ski trips with like friends of the family, and one of the husbands...
Get your hands off your waist. You look like a precocious 8-year-old. Wow. Both hands on your hips.
I remember one of the dads that was on the trip with us. We're like, take a break on one of the longer ski runs, and he takes off his fanny pack and starts unscrewing a nozzle. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? Took a little swiggy swig. So
his was
there's fanny packs that they make that you can fill with drink.
Yeah, so it's like a flask.
Yeah.
They have wine purses now too.
Hilarious. This was filled with like some kind of liqueur, so you could take a little snifter and warm you up.
I'm sure it wasn't like Godiva liqueur.
It probably was.
Whiskey or something.
But I was like, he's his own personal Saint Bernard.
Only you would think. It's true. No, you're not wrong.
But I don't get it. But I will say, yes, I always had zinc. I mean, I was a child of the 80s, so I wore like hideous colors of zinc. I usually picked green on my lips. You know, that's a great color, not.
I wish there were pictures.
But that was when it was like, quote unquote, cool to wear zinc as your sunblock. So that and like ridiculous glasses, because I didn't ever like wearing ski goggles. I'd wear like really giant sunglasses.
Wow.
Just things like that in your fanny pack. But I hate them. They never looked good on me, admittedly.
Oh, Lord. I'm built like a glowworm. I mean, I can have...
Even
like,
as a kid, I think I was like, this doesn't really work for me.
yeah.
So.
Is there an airplane seatbelt extender for the fanny pack?
Oh, my God. This actually would really put your friend into orbit. So years ago when I worked at the Gap, you know, some things don't need to be reinvented, like a backpack. It has 2 straps.
Yeah, but they had the one strap.
Yes, do you remember it?
I had one of those.
I what?
Yeah, I had it in college. It was.
Stop it. So the strap went across your body,
yes,
and the backpack was diagonal on your back?
Yes.
Dana, no.
Well, I paid the price because I was one of those lazy kids that carried all of her books because she didn't want to go back anywhere.
Yes.
And it started making my back hurt. I felt like I was a hunchback. One shoulder was longer than the other.
I cannot believe that you
so
had
I stopped.
that.
Yeah. Then I switched to JanSport forever.
Yes.
But now I carry my CSI Miami backpack. I had somebody in an airport once ask me, were you on CSI Miami? I was like, no. No, I wasn't. Just a big fan. Dan Tipton worked on the show for 4 years.
That's
so I've got a lot of CSI Miami swag.
You should have said that you're like a crime scene investigator.
I should have said, yeah, I'm a dead body in every episode. Do you want my autograph?
You know, I said that to the casting director. I'm not joking. Like, I just kind of like had given up. I'm like, I've seen this person so many times. And she's like, you're so great. I love seeing you. Your work is incredible. We just haven't had anything for you. And I'm like, I have been acting for the state of California police for almost 2 decades. I'm like, I can't play a dead person.
Well, you probably got a job right away. She definitely didn't think you were crazy. She definitely felt safe around you.
Funny, I never heard from her.
That's so weird. I cannot believe you guys didn't have dinner very quickly after that.
Oh my God.
I guess what we're saying is be ready for guests in your house.
And don't wear a fanny pack.
Don't wear a fanny pack and have soft soap. Don't wear that fanny pack across. I couldn't wear that fanny pack across my boobs. You want to know why? My boobs are so big, there's no room for it.
Like, are the pictures that she sent you of like young teens that are not very
and surprisingly,
endowed?
I think a lot of dudes. I think it's a very dude thing
so
because women have crossbody purses, which even still people stare at me when I use it constantly. I have a backpack purse and a crossbody purse, but it defines your boobs real. Like people can see exactly.
Oh, yeah, those don't work on me.
I don't care if it works. I just do it.
I know. You're supposed to do that when you travel.
Yeah.
Always wear it. Well, it didn't work for me. Okay?
Yeah. I also have a backpack purse that I love.
See, I was even scared of a backpack because I'm like, somebody can just walk up and unzip the backpack.
Which is why they make those backpacks now that you can't unzip easily, like they're secret hideaway backpacks where nobody can get into it except for you. I don't know how it works exactly.
What if they had a little tiny padlock like a diary?
The bags?
Yeah.
That feels very ancient and not efficient.
Wear
or
the key on your charm bracelet.
Why are you a different nationality? Was that Cockney?
Next to the key for your chastity belt.
Which my husband to be gladly gave me. He wants me to be chaste and pure. Little does he know I'm Cockney. My vagina was dirty before I was born.
Oh my God.
You started the generalization. I just followed your path.
Oh God. And actually, I think that kind of defeated the purpose, but I imagine you weren't allowed to have your own chastity key, correct?
Oh, I would.
Then you could unlock for whoever you please.
Yeah, your man had it. Yeah. But how you clean up in there?
I don't know. They were made of metal, weren't they?
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't it rust?
Oh.
That's why you had to get married off real quick or your vagina would rust.
Not with that chafing cream you told us all about.
I know.
Silicone base.
Just squirt it right up there. You'll be fine.
Up there.
Up under the chastity belt.
Okay.
Have you seen some pictures of like old ones with teeth and stuff like that? It's horrific.
Horrifying.
It's medieval shit.
It is. They have a few examples at the Renaissance and Pleasure Fair.
Do they really?
Yes.
Ugh. Did you touch it?
No.
Yeah, don't.
It's reserved for sex shops only.
Oh, God. It probably was only washed with a bar of soap.
They didn't even have bars of soap back then. If you were lucky, a few rose petals got tossed in the well.
That's what I always think about time travel. Like, I love historical fiction.
Same.
And I'm always like, oh, if I could just go back. And then I'm like, no, everybody stunk.
Yes.
Everybody was dirty.
So we all forget about that.
Yeah.
I mean, once in a while it's shown in a movie, but people would always bring that up to me. They're like, there was no plumbing. There was no
lard
showering.
In their wigs. They had lice. It was
the
hot.
wigs was because of lice, and a lot of people shaved their heads.
Yes.
And
yucky.
Perfume was invented to cover body odor.
Can you imagine the stink? Think about a hot ballroom. Everyone's dancing.
Disgusting. And the weight of the clothes. That's another thing that kills me. I'm like, people wore clothes, and there was no synthetic fibers back then, were they? I don't think I'm crazy for assuming that.
No. You're crazy for other reasons, but not assuming that.
I'm saying, like, there wasn't polyester or nylon.
No.
It's like, it was probably wool.
Yeah.
Maybe cotton, but a lot of it was wool because it's durable.
So then when you fast forward to the secret hallway meeting with the flame of fire by your head and how romantic and sexy that is, you have to remember how stink it is. You stink, he stinks, she stinks, they stink. It's all a bunch of stink.
And that didn't go away during the Pioneer era, which is my other favorite era. Like, I think I like what you like. I'm picturing like the Renaissance and like everyone in beautiful dresses.
Chandeliers, a harpsichord.
And then straight up Deadwood. Like.
Oh, Deadwood. Okay. No, that's too much hard work. I don't want that hard work.
But I love that, like, heading west. I was always fascinated by that, and I loved Little House on the Prairie. No joke. Loved it.
Yeah. I didn't want to live in it.
I did.
I feel like
Deadwood is like the dirty, birdie version of Little House.
I love Deadwood. I haven't seen the movie yet.
It's good.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Ian, what's his name, man? He's such a good baddie.
I love him so much. Swear Engine.
Yes. And Timothy Oliphant. I mean,
beautiful man.
Cannot get much handsomer than that. Oh.
It was such a well-cast show.
It was so good.
One person.
Paula Malcolmson. She was the blonde. I think she's Irish or Scottish. She's now on Ray Donovan.
Did she play Joni?
I don't remember her name. She was in love with the guy that opened the... Now we're just talking about a show.
Was she Trixie? Was she with Swear Engine?
Yeah, yes.
And ended up with the only Jewish man in town?
Yes.
That was starting a business with Timothy Oliphant?
That's her. I was in a movie with her.
You were? She's amazing. She's one of the best ones on the show.
Yeah, she was great. It was a scene with just me and her in a little diner. It was called Battle Creek with Skarsgård.
Amazing.
Bill Skarsgård.
I also love the woman who played Calamity Jane. You know Calamity Jane?
That woman, there's no one else like her on the planet.
Do you know what she's most recently in?
No.
Because when I told people, they like fell out of their chair.
No, what?
She's the therapist in Big Little Lies.
Are you serious?
And she was also a hot lawyer in Sons of Anarchy.
I auditioned for that role.
You did?
Yes.
Well, you should feel good about losing it to Calamity Jane.
Really amazing. She's incredible.
She's a real chameleon.
Character by anyone else would just be a joke.
No, she's a total
She's
chameleon.
incredible. She made me feel. Anyway.
Movie reviews with Dana and Jessica.
New corner? I don't know what happened. We're 35 minutes into the
Historical fiction corner.
Remember that one episode? Nobody may have even seen it or cares. Oh my God. We should have a cleansing breath.
Let's do it.
Okay. So if you're by yourself, feel free to be as loud as you want. If you're not by yourself, feel free to be as loud as you want. We're going to take a deep breath in. And bye-bye bad.
Bye-bye.
Now let's fill up with some sillies and good.
That's right.
Moving into our corners, you are first. I'm very excited about this corner because when you brought it up to me, or I don't know which one of us found it, but I definitely was like, I need to know more about this. Does it work?
Yeah.
I am that person. Okay, can I tip my hat to your corner just a bit?
Do it.
While you're pulling up the article. It's about lips and getting bigger lips. And anyone who knows me knows I think I have chicken lips. And people are like, what do you mean chickens don't have lips? Ah, ha, ha! That's my point.
And they actually do.
Oh my God, I'm looking at a picture.
It's sort of like
Except
the new
she
duck
looks
lip.
Crazy though. Why are her eyes bug? Okay.
I think she did that for effect.
Okay.
So what do we call this? Is this a weirdo of the week or a what the what?
Well, we both of our corners rhyme, and Jessica was very excited about it. It's super glue lips and rideshare tips. So I don't know if you need a new song for like a category or a rhyme.
Oh my
or if
God.
they're just both weirdos of the week.
That's hilarious. Okay.
Right.
You're weird. You're so very weird. Why must you bring your weirdness here?
Yeah.
People are super gluing their lips to make them look fuller. After a TikTok user introduced this bizarre new trend, it convinced others to follow the same. I can't even go there about TikTok. It's just another app that I'm never going to open or use.
I made a real cool Game of Thrones thing for the last episode of Game of Thrones.
Oh, I remember that with your head rolling down. That's true.
Yeah.
So what's with this weird obsession of making your lips plumper? I guess it has a lot to do with celebrities and YouTubers showing how thicker lips could actually transform your look. Just take Kylie Jenner, for example. Now, those who aren't blessed with it often get a non-surgical procedure of getting lip fillers, which could easily cost them 150 to 300 pounds. They wrote it in pounds.
Also, it could go horribly awry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is $185 to $375 every session.
Eesh.
However, not everyone can afford that, obviously. So naturally, they were forced to come up with some innovative yet bizarre fashion hacks.
Yeah, I have that PDS machine or whatever it is that goes...
That sucks your lips to try to... No.
It doesn't work, you guys.
And that could really hurt you. Don't use
No,
that
it doesn't
crap.
suck hard enough.
I don't like that.
It doesn't work.
This time around, it involves gluing one's upper lip to their Cupid's bow.
Okay. Upper lip. So like, okay.
In order to achieve the plenty lip look.
Okay, but what if it falls while you're talking to somebody?
A TikTok user at Chloe Hammock 4's video suddenly went viral, which shows her applying some adhesive on her Cupid's bow before attaching her upper lip.
Oh, God.
She then completes this look with a Kylie Cosmetics lipstick. And of course, it went viral because what's logic in the face of a brand new fashion trend, right? So I guess the problem is...
I can foresee many problems.
Well, a lot of people started doing it, right? And it says the glue could lead to an allergic reaction, especially when it's applied in the mouth region.
Oof.
Some people use super glue instead of lash glue, and that's why it's regarded as... What?
Oh.
It didn't stop people from posting their own videos, and then it shows, I mean, look at this.
Oh, my God.
These people look so... Look at this. She looks like the Joker from Batman.
Oh, no. Why is that a little boy?
And why is it a kid?
And a little girl.
That looks like a bad reaction.
Oh.
The point is, people, I'm so sorry. Yes, we all can be gullible and dumb sometimes. If you need to be told not to put freaking super glue, yes.
One. Oh, no.
Super glue on your body. Like, do you know how much I freak out when I get a little bit on my finger?
And it's so hard to get off, and it's rough and horrible.
I mean, come on. So, like, I don't feel bad for people doing this crap.
It's a lot of children. Why do children keep putting things on their face?
Well, it's very upsetting.
Okay, are we in agreement then that this is something I shouldn't try?
You will not try it, and it would rip your porcelain skin right off. Are you nuts?
It's crazy. Lips.
Do you know that as a kid, I mean, this is very topical, so I have to throw this out there. I went to 2 plastic surgeons because I thought my lips were too big and I wanted to have them reduced.
No, what's wrong with you?
And they both refused. And honestly, one of the doctors said, people pay me every single day to try to get lips like yours. I would never touch you, and I hope that nobody does.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Of course, as an adult, I'm like, what the hell? But it was another weirdo. As a kid, kid, I got real self-conscious. It's not even like my lips were that. I mean, I have full lips.
You have very full lips.
But it was a cockamamie thing stuck in my head where I got
Did somebody make fun of you or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I was like, ew, I'm weird. You know, I mean, I think
'cause you're
everybody
young.
experiences that.
And then when you were a teenager, dudes were like, blowjobs. And then you were popular? Is that how the story ends?
Oh, my God.
You know, that's why. So for the past, 2 or 3 years, matte lipstick has really been in.
Ew, I hate it.
It's not my fave.
Hate it.
I love a super glossy, even if my hair gets stuck into it.
Same.
But I read an article that one of the reasons, now corrections corner me all you want, because it could be just
Oh my
something
God.
somebody made up. But that the reason women gloss their lips is it to men reminds them of wet lips and oral sex around their penis. I'm trying to be very clinical about this. Your eyes are blinking
Can't
and
even
watering.
speak.
What? Say something. What's wrong? Breathe.
Now I'm never putting on lip gloss again.
I'd pile it on.
My
You can't
God.
have these lips. You can't have these lips. I wish they were bigger.
You are off the rails. This is too much. Oh my
Oh,
God.
if you think that's the first time I've been told I'm too much, you're sorely mistaken.
I'm really scared because of everything you've just said that you are going to try that with the glue.
No comment. At least lash glue. I mean, come on.
I mean,
I'm going to the Magic Castle tonight. Maybe tonight's the night
are?
to try magic.
wait, you're going tonight?
Yes.
Okay, I'm freaking out. You're going to have the best time.
I've been once when I first moved out here. We met a magician. And
Why
he
have
took
you
us-
been keeping this from us and acting all calm? Like, oh, I'm just going there tonight.
Because because it
Pish
happened.
posh, I'm just stopping at McDonald's on the way home. Oh, I'm going to the Magic Castle.
People probably are like, what kind of child's play is that? It's actually this really historic giant house in Hollywood.
Amazing.
And all of the world's top magicians go there. You have to be invited by a magician.
Yep.
So I am very lucky that there's a magician in Branson who was on my Mystery Hour episode. And he's on tour right now.
And he's going to be there
And
tonight?
he's bringing me and a friend.
Ah, even cooler.
I know, I'm really excited. My friend Kate's going with me. She's very young, you know, my redheaded daughter. She passed her level 1 groundlings last night, so I'm really proud of
Amazing.
her. And I'm going to take her tonight so she can see. But there's a lot of
my
history there. You know, Houdini's wife did a seance there because he had a booth.
Yes.
That was like designated his, and they take you by it on a tour.
Oh my God. My favorite thing there isn't her name Lucille? That's the ghost piano. Oh God. You can go into this room and ask Lucille to play a song.
Any song.
And she plays it, and you tip her by throwing $1 into a bird cage
Yeah,
that's
it's
hanging
cool.
above. Oh.
It's really cool.
Make sure, I know you know this because you've been there, but you'll have your main stage show that the guy you know may be one of those shows, right? They have
Right.
like 2 different main stage shows. To me, the best thing are the little tiny close-up galleries.
I know, I love those.
I love that.
And they're usually junior magicians in
Yes.
there. And they're just getting started, so they're super into it and excited. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, they'll talk to you. And I also saw an old school classic bird magician set with the
that's
doves and everything there. It was so cool.
So in the close-up, I saw a kid from England. He was 19 years old at the time. World record Rubik's Cube solver.
Oh my God.
He threw one that was intact, right, into the audience and said, mess it up as much as you want. So somebody, of course, turned it every which way, threw it back to him. This kid was tall and skinny and looked like Stephen Merchant, okay? No joke.
Yeah.
Caught the Rubik's Cube with one hand, like a total badass. And then in under a minute, I know
With
the
one
audience
hand,
can't see.
he did it?
With one hand, brought it back to normal.
Wow.
Mind blown.
That's amazing.
And again, there's no trickery there. It's like,
No, that's math.
That's just straight up being able to do that.
Yeah, with your hand. Oh, his hands, very dexterous.
And then, can I tell you very quickly
Why are you hiding your face?
I don't know.
Please tell me. I'm excited.
Person I saw at the Magic Castle. I've actually been there a few times. I absolutely love it. Sherry Lewis, Lamb Chop.
Oh, yes.
Not Sherry Lewis.
Her daughter?
Her daughter, who
Took over.
took over her mother's show.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to say that.
Oh, really?
This is a song that never ends.
Do
you know what I'm talking about?
Lucy has a lamb chop she chews.
Well, it never ended, and it was to the point where like the whole audience was elbowing each other. It was like, oh my God.
Ooh. Did it get
very
funny?
80s. No.
Oh.
I feel so sad saying that, but I've also at the San Gennaro festival that they have every year. Dean Martin's son does his dad's hits.
Is he handsome? I was madly in love with Dean Martin.
You won't be in love with his son.
Are you sure?
I'm not making fun. It's just very sad, but it's like, just because your parent was good at it doesn't mean that you are. It's very... This is a song that never
You're very good at that. Say other things in that accent.
Are you going to have the beef Wellington?
What are you talking about right now?
At the Magic Castle. You're eating dinner there.
Yeah.
It's a requirement.
Okay.
Not by me, by the castle.
I don't understand what beef Wellington is. That's something in a Dickens novel, I think.
No. I mean, yes, probably sitting uneaten on Miss Avisham's table.
I hate you! I thought I was being so highbrow, and you just havershammed me. Oh, God.
Beef Wellington is Gordon Ramsay's A1 number one food, period. I think it's his favorite thing to eat, and it's his favorite thing to make. Look up Gordon Ramsay.
No, thank you.
On Instagram, and half of his pictures are going to be of beef Wellington.
I saw him at the Village Idiot once. He was with contestants.
I would freak.
And he was so sweet to them.
Yeah.
He bought them all food and drinks. And
I'm sure he's apparently a really cool guy.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. But man, he yells a lot.
You like red meat, yes?
Yes.
Then for a fact, I know you would like beef Wellington. I can't believe you don't know it.
Is
it's
it
like
duck or something in it?
No.
Lard.
It's like a
from
really
baby
nice
something.
cut. It's not a filet mignon, but that's how I picture it looking. It's a really like succulent cut of beef that is wrapped in a puff pastry.
Ooh.
So it's not a calzone.
Like a pot pie.
No, it's just
fully
beef
enclosed.
wrapped in puff pastry.
Okay.
It's so delicious.
Do not
getting
pull
it.
up a picture.
You're getting
Don't
it.
pull up a picture, Jessica.
It's going to take too long for me to pull it
well,
up, but I want you to have it.
Moving on. Okay, so this corner, I don't know that we have a title for it. It's kind of a revisit.
Right. It's not a corrections corner,
No.
but it's...
Oh,
be mindful.
Let's be thoughtful.
Let's be thoughtful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have a song for that? You don't, do you?
No.
We'll make one.
Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me.
Did it peter out because I gave you such a horrible look?
Yeah, and I couldn't breathe anymore.
You did not write that, Jessica.
No, I did not. Dionne Warwick wrote that.
Okay.
Who's apparently coming back to Vegas.
Is that true?
I saw her billboard on the way to
She's
Utah.
alive?
Yep, with hair as white as snow.
Really?
Yep.
I bet she's beautiful.
Yeah, she was always so striking, right?
Yeah. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway.
Guess that Psychic Friends Network had to stop somewhere, right?
Oh, boy. This was sent to us by a listener, and I don't know if you guys remember me talking about all of my rideshare issues. Like I had 3 major Lyft issues in 1 week.
Yeah.
So this is, I just thought it was important to share this.
Absolutely.
There was some stuff on here I didn't know about either. So
Same.
it's tips for staying safe with Uber and Lyft. This was posted by Ride Guru. It's fairly up to date, I think. We're extremely saddened to hear the news of the death of a University of South Carolina student, Samantha Josephson, by a man posing as her rideshare driver. Some parents are asking themselves if they should ever let their kids use Uber or Lyft again. The reality is that these services have become so widespread that they're almost unavoidable, which is so true.
Yeah.
However, there are many ways to make sure you're staying safe when you request a ride. So here's a list. I'm going to go through it. Try avoid riding alone. We know there are circumstances when you do not have another choice but to take an Uber or a Lyft by yourself. However, we encourage you to ride with others whenever you can reduce your risk of harm. The more people you ride with, the more likely someone will be sure to check the details of the driver and vehicle are in fact correct. There's strength in numbers if the driver were thinking about planning an abduction. That's hard to do sometimes, but let's put it out there. The next one, this is a big one, I think. Check the license plate. All rideshare companies, Uber, Lyft, Juno, Via, etc., will give you your driver's information prior to arrival. You'll be given a profile of your driver that includes their name, Uber rating, and specific information about their vehicle, which is like their car type, the color, the license plate. It's important to check the make and model of the vehicle to make sure it matches before getting in. If you're not a car expert and can't tell the difference between different kinds of cars, don't worry. You can always check the license plate to make sure it matches the information. And I would go
I always do that.
Yes, you should. And I always ask them to say my name first.
Yep.
Who are you here for? And also, considering my last phone debacle. I would also encourage, I've started taking a snapshot of the profile of the driver, which has the car, the license plate number, everything.
That's very smart.
Yeah.
You mean like a screenshot when it's up on
Correct.
your phone? Oh, yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, correct. So because I didn't have that information, you know, oh, this is great. I ruined it. Ask the driver your name before getting into the vehicle. Approach the driver and signal them to roll down the window of the car. Ask them to recite your name before you open the back door and get in. Check for child safety locks in the back seat, which never would have crossed my mind until that cab driver locked us in the cab in Vegas.
That's true, but also how do you know if they're there and someone else is activating them, not you?
When these are on, the passenger has no way of opening a door. Check the backseat passenger door for a lock that looks like this. Oh, they posted a picture, but that looks like the front lock. I don't know. That one's not helpful, maybe. Wait for your ride inside. That makes sense. Don't stand out on the street, I guess. Share your ride with a trusted contact. This was the biggest one for me. We strongly recommend using the features available to alert trusted friends and family members when you are riding alone. In the Uber app, you have the ability to share all of your ride with up to 5 of what are called trusted contacts. To add a trusted contact, open your Uber app, press the menu button at the top left of the screen. Click on Settings, Manage Trusted Contacts. Uber lets you add people directly from your contact list. Every time you take a trip, the app will prompt you to alert your trusted contact. Having a trusted contact ensures that someone can track your trip and always has an idea of your whereabouts. If you're using another app like Lyft, which does not have trusted contact feature like Uber does, we recommend taking a screenshot of the details of your trip and driver and sharing that info along with your location through other means with people you trust. At The Ride Guru, we want to avoid as many future incidents like the tragedy of Samantha as possible. So please share with friends, family, relatives, and anyone who could benefit from these safety guidelines. It's a good article, and we all should be up to date on things like that because some bad things have happened, unfortunately. So we need to all be safe. Like My Favorite Murder Girls, stay sexy, don't get murdered.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that's our corners. I guess. Are you ready to move into Raves?
Yes.
You're up first with the cutie.
So cute. So this was something that I had saw, and then a friend of mine sent this to me. So thank you for sharing this and putting it back on my radar for Raves. Single dad adopts girl with Down syndrome who was rejected by 20 families. An Italian man named Luca Trapanese has been in sorry for my pronunciation, everybody.
I was just waiting for it to fall out of your mouth so clunkily. I watched your face struggle.
My Italian husband is gonna laugh at me when he hears this. An Italian man named Luca Trapanese has been involved in social service programs ever since he was a teenager. So when he held Alba, a baby girl born with Down syndrome who needed a family, he knew in his heart that he was going to be the father of the abandoned child. That's a picture of Luca.
Come on.
From the moment she was born, Alba had been met with unfavorable circumstances. First, she was rejected by her mother because she had special needs. She was put up for adoption and was rejected by 20 families until Luca came.
20.
It's crazy. The blonde-haired child's life changed forever when Luca adopted her after being passed on by families who weren't ready to raise a baby with her condition. He had vast experience volunteering in various social service programs and by a few organizations he has joined ever since he was young, including a Ruota Libera Foundation, a group that provides assistance to children with Down syndrome. Since I was 14, I volunteered and worked with the disabled, so I felt I had the right knowledge and experience to do it. Like any other adoption, this one was extremely difficult to finalize. Adoption agencies prefer traditional families over those who do not conform to the specific characteristics that a conventional family represents. This made things a lot harder for Luca, a homosexual man who became single after an 11-year-long relationship.
Wow.
He was set on adopting a child with a disability, even when it meant doing it alone. For me, a disabled child is not a second choice solution, but a conscious choice with respect to my vocation and my abilities. Please look at him and her in front of their Christmas tree.
Oh my God. That is the cutest thing ever.
Love them so much.
They are so adorable.
It's beyond. She's a little dolly.
Aww.
Luca succeeded in his goal and is now a happy father to Alba, who has brought so much joy in his life ever since she came. Fortunately, people with Down syndrome live better lives now than they did in previous times. Medical knowledge about the condition wasn't widely present decades ago, so babies born with the condition were expected to face numerous health problems and have have short lifespans. Now they are able to live healthy lives, work, build families of their own, and most of all, make everyone around them happy. In fact, according to a study published by the American Journal of Medical Genetics, families who live with people with Down syndrome have very high happiness rates.
Oh, I love it. Oh, God.
So cute. For sure, Luca could attest to that now that he has this little angel by his side. He and Alba are in for the best of their time of their lives now that they are together. Watch this touching video presentation and share this heartwarming story with your friends and family.
Oh my God, they're so
we
cute.
will post this video of the two of them and the pictures. They're adorable, and we've talked about this so many times. I love that this man dedicated his life to helping people with
since he was 14
special needs and all kinds of different ability levels, and he felt compelled to specifically adopt a child with additional needs because of the experience he had.
Because of his skill set.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
They are precious.
And she's the cutest little thing
what
ever.
A gem.
I know.
She just looks like pure joy.
It's so sweet. And I don't know if we've talked about this on the show before, but we've certainly talked about it. I've talked about this a lot with my mom because we're both like very much in favor of adoption and all these things. It's like it kills me the lengths that, and not just in the US, but just that government agencies that are in charge. Is it the government that's in charge of adoptions? I don't know. I feel like an idiot saying this. I don't know who is in charge of how adoption works country to country. But why is it so hard for people who are willing and are able, right?
To get children, yeah.
We both know a lot of people that have gone through hell trying to get pregnant and or trying to adopt that are lovely people, are or are not married, doesn't matter, have a job, can provide, have a clean home, all of these things. It kills me. It's like, so they should be abandoned or in an abusive home?
Right. It's under the guise of trying to protect them. And it's like, from what?
Right.
These people are lovely and want to care for them.
Exactly.
I know. It's a flawed system.
It's
really
crazy.
Sad.
But I love that.
There's
he got to be a dad.
ending.
Yeah. And look at what that little girl is going to get having a man like that loves her and takes care of her.
He adores her. You can see it.
It's the cutest.
So cute. Well, I brought a rave. Is this from a listener?
Yes, it is.
That's what I thought. So this is about an organization called Paws of Honor, and I'm going to read the letter that our listener sent to us. A little backstory. This one is near and dear to my family, as my brother-in-law is part of the canine unit of the Prince William Police Department in the Northern Virginia area. Specifically Manassas, Virginia. His first canine, Nico, had a hereditary issue where spinal cysts would put pressure on his spinal cord, making it difficult for him to walk, jump, work, and just being a dog. Because of this issue, Nico had to be placed into retirement. Although he should have been able to relax as a retired old dog, the cysts were still causing major issues. This is when Paws for Honor came in to help. Paws for Honor, their goal is to provide veterinary care and products at no charge when they have the charitable contributions for retired military and law enforcement dogs in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area that have served our country locally and globally. This is a quote from their Facebook page. Service dogs deserve accessible, high-quality veterinary care in return for their commitment and sacrifice for our country, and the monetary burden associated with the veterinary care should not fall on the shoulders of the officers, handlers, owners once the dog has been decommissioned. Paws of Honor helped Nico by helping pay for life-saving surgery. My family was so grateful, as this surgery would have cost them thousands of dollars. Unfortunately, Nico's condition worsened, and at the end of August, the decision was made to put him down. Nico's work for the community stopped gunmen, tracked burglars, uncovered drugs, and so much more. With the help of Paws for Honor, my family was able to spend a few more months with not only a great police dog, but a beloved member of the family. More information for Paws of Honor at www.pawsofhonor.org and their Facebook page, Paws for Honor. Thank you, ladies, for all the venting and praising that you've brought into my life and the life of all the fellow listeners. Please keep up the amazing work and don't ever think that what you do goes unnoticed. Love you all. I thought that was really sweet. But what an amazing, I'm so glad that this came to us, because that is something literally I've never thought about.
Never.
But it is true. They serve our communities and our countries, and the owners and handlers become very attached to them.
Oh, yeah.
But it is true. Like, we're not perfect at it, but we try to help out our veterans, which I wish it was better. Right. But still, it's like, well, yeah, these animals are veterans as well.
They are.
They do deserve help.
I never realized this, but my dad lives in a neighborhood that actually has a lot of police officers. I only know this because they bring their patrol cars home. At least in Florida, they do, where my dad lives.
So it looks like a crime scene all the time.
Well, every time I go through his neighborhood, I'm like, you guys must feel safe. But a lot of them are canine. And I was like, and my dad goes, yeah, they bring their dogs home too. I'm like, what?
I didn't know that.
And I didn't. And an officer that I've been working with for years told me, he goes, he can't even talk about it when he had a canine partner. He's like, I'm sorry. He goes, I actually really can't talk about it. He goes, it's still so painful for me. But he's like, yeah, that they're treated like an officer. And he goes, you as the handler, bring them, they live with you. They are. So I think the bond between the officer and the animal is beyond. I mean, they're given a funeral the same way that a human officer is given when they are shot or pass. So yeah, it's unreal. And again, yes, they are sniffing out anything from landmines to busting in on massive burglaries and hopefully avoiding mass shootouts and lots of things that happen. So I love that there's a group that does this because it makes me very sad. Like you said, there's enough problems getting help for veterans. I'm really sad that the animals are just kind of
tossed aside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I had no idea.
Yeah, Paws of Honor. That's what it's called.
That's an amazing
Thank you for
group.
sending that in.
Thank
I can
you.
imagine it's very close to her family's heart.
Yes.
And I'm sorry about Nico.
I know.
Nico was a hero.
Totally.
I love it. Thank you for sending that to us.
Absolutely. Oh, and really quick, I will say this. They do get a lot of issues specifically because of the work they're doing. He had explained that to me, that
Physical?
the dog, they end up having like a lot of hip issues and things like that.
Because they run hard.
Yeah.
They do a lot of stuff. Have you ever seen videos of people that train police dogs?
Yes.
Like they can run the American Ninja Warrior thing. It's crazy.
It really is. Thank you, Nico.
Thank you, Nico. Woof woof. Jessica.
Dana.
I think that's our show.
I think it is.
Can you tell people how to get a hold of us?
Yes. Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook. You can do it. There's enough of you subscribing and downloading.
We believe in you.
Let's have our social media match the number of subscribers and downloads. We can get there.
I know. Plus, we have lots of fun conversations on there.
We do. And I love when you guys jump in and add your 2 cents.
Back.
Yes,
so
we do.
Be friends with us.
At the Rants and Raves podcast on Facebook and Insta. On Twitter at Raves_the. You can email us at the Rants and Raves podcast at gmail.com or through our contact button on the website, the Rants and Raves podcast.com.
And I know you hear it on every podcast, but really, truly, it does make a difference when you guys do this. It really helps us out a lot. We would appreciate it.
So thank you. And thanks for listening and hanging in there with us, guys and gals.
Yeah. Before I run off to super glue my lip, I'm gonna leave us a weekly point to ponder. I brought this up to Jessica, and I think she thinks I'm crazy, but she's always thought I was crazy. So I was thinking last night, and this might just be a conversation starter, maybe just something you really want to think about. If you could only smell one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? All right, guys. We'll be back next week.
Bye.
Bye.